What's going on, people? We're live. We're live. It's been a minute, boy. Statman's in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. Donny's in the door. You know what I mean? So we said we're just gonna analyze what we make of the signing, bro. How you feeling about the signing, first and foremost?
Donny van der Beek as a player, I'm quite happy with the signing. Like, he's a good player, but it's kind of like you can only really judge the signing after the transfer window's over. Because we still, as I said before, if at the start of the season, though, if I said, do we want a left back or Van der Beek, we would have said the left back. Centre back or Van der Beek, he would have said the centre back. He wasn't a priority signing kind of thing. So we will see what else he can really make a judgment.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think we'll judge how good the signing of Van der Beek is based on who else comes in. Like I think I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, man. I think he's a good player. People are saying, yeah, we needed depth. We did need depth, but then at the same time, I feel like the players that are starting now, that should be on the bench, offer us depth if we address the problems we have in the starting lineup. So I think he's a great player. He's my kind of player. He's a player that I like in terms of he's tidy on the ball. He's very flexible in terms of he can play multiple positions, intelligent player. Like he fits all the profile for all the kind of players that I like in it. So I do like him. My initial thing was like, why was this the priority over other things in terms of out of where we've signed him to play, that's probably the one position that we weren't really in urgent need of strengthening. But I'm super happy we've got him, bro. For the price we've got him, less than 40 million for a player of that caliber, Champions League experience, young, just a brilliant player. It's a good signing, isn't it?
I think my thing was kind of like, it's a COVID market, so it's difficult to sign players. So why are you signing squad players kind of thing? Go for the starting 11. Like if you look at Chelsea, most of the signings start every single game for them. Donny van der Beek doesn't start every single game for United kind of thing.
Bro, it's true. It's true. It's true. So I think that's where the divide is. A lot of fans, I think, are just super happy to have signed anyone. And they're just like, yeah, we've signed Van der Beek. So you lot should be happy because we signed a player. But don't let it pull the wool over your eyes to the fact that we ain't really done any business and everyone around us is strengthening. You look at Everton. Everton have signed Doucouré, Alan and James.
For something like 70 million for all three, which is a choke in this market.
Yeah. And we've signed one player that doesn't necessarily start for us for 35, 40 million. So bearing in mind, all three of their signings probably go straight into their 11.
Yeah. I think like it's kind of like we spent 35, 40 million pounds on Van der Beek when you could have got like Regulon for like 20 million or something, and he solves our left back issue.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like if we look at Donny, I'd say, what do you say his best position is? Like it's looking like he's like 8 and 10 are his best positions by the looks of it. From what I've seen, the way he moves.
I'd probably say like an 8-10 as well, because like if you look at his goal tally, in his last 3 league seasons, 11 goals, 6 assists in the 17-18 season, 18-19 season, 9 goals, 10 assists. This last season right now gone 8 goals, 5 assists, and that was the season was kind of shorter because of COVID and stuff. So his goal tally and goal contributions are very impressive for a midfielder. I think on him closer to the other goal than our goal kind of thing.
Oh, there you go, which is the same that can be said for Pogba, which is the same that can be said for Bruno. So really, as good as he is, what does he bring that we don't already have in the starting midfield?
I think that's a good question. I think like with Donny van der Beek, he's a good player. Like I think the biggest thing I can say about him is that he has a footballing brain.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like Thomas Muller, where he might not have a lot of touches on the ball, but he just kind of like creates space for everyone else. Yeah. Like if you look at, I think he averages something like 50 touches per game. That's not a lot compared to like Pogba, who averages like 70.
Yeah.
So clearly he kind of moves the ball quick, footballing brain, and he's a Dutch player. Every single Dutch player normally has a footballing brain. Coming through the Ajax academy, like just look at Daley Blind, our last Dutch player, footballing brain. Look at Memphis Depay, maybe not at United, but right now at Lyon he's matured brilliantly, and he's doing big things in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what I mean. So I think, look, someone said here he's a good backup.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And he is a good backup. You know what I mean? And my only thing was at the beginning was like, should we really be signing backups in a climate where it's very hard? It's very hard to sign players anyway, because a lot of teams aren't willing to let players go because their value, also the ability to replace them, is a conflicting one for me. I'm super happy that we signed him because I rate him. But if I was the manager, I'd start him. You know them. I'd find a way to start him. Like, even if it meant moving Bruno out to the right, if we don't get a right winger, like, I think we're going to get Jadon anyway. But like, if we didn't, I'd be inclined to move Bruno out there before I play Daniel James, like, on the right wing. I mean, because for me, Donny has to play in the middle.
I think there's been talk about potential signing of Thiago. I don't think that's happening, but like, if we do get Thiago, you can potentially see Oli switching to like a diamond or something, which I don't think is good, but maybe he might play a diamond.
Yeah, nah, I don't think so. I don't think Oli can tactically coach that, bruv. Saying we can play without a number 6, we can't.
I think big teams can, like Bayern Munich don't play with like a proper holding midfielder, but the thing is, look how high they press. They're very well coached, and we haven't got any good defenders.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, I think we can play without a 6 against most teams, but again, we're not coached to play there. Do you know what I mean? Klopp and them, man, bruv, they could play without a 6. They play without a 6 a lot of the time at Liverpool. Like, Jordan Henderson ain't a 6. Like, Genie's not a 6. You know what I mean? Oxlade-Chamberlain ain't a 6. A lot of the time they play with a 3, yeah, without Fabinho, without a 6, and they're completely fine. But they're a well-coached team. We're not. So I can't compare our team to theirs in terms of our ability to play a certain way. I don't think we have the players. I mean, we don't have the manager, the coaching.
I think it's also important to remember, like, he's going to come into a team without a structure, without a system kind of thing. So he is going to struggle at the start, because you're coming from an Erik ten Hag side, which is where he's a very good manager, let's be honest, very good coach, to now Oli. And so we will have to give him time. Like, maybe not as an instant starter, but off the bench, like everyone's saying, he will be a good signing.
Yeah. This guy said, what, Ollie's going on a mad one. This is what I was saying. Ollie's going to do bits for us. I don't know what bits he's done, bruv, or doing. I have no idea, bruv.
It's one signing. Let's not get too carried away.
It's one signing. It's one signing that we weren't screaming out for. Do you know what I mean? So I'm super happy for him, but I'm not overwhelmed by this, bruv. Like, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? We need Jadon Sancho. Until we get Jadon Sancho, I could not care, bruv. I could not care who we signed, if I'm honest.
I think Jadon Sancho and a centre-back. We can't be going to the season with Harry Maguire and end off again. Or even a left-back. Luke Shaw, injury prone. Brandon Williams, not a left-back. And not good enough here.
Yeah, but it's true. Like, people, when they talk about, everyone's talking about, all right, cool, Shaw's good, this, that, and the other. We miss Shaw, this, that, and the other. Bro, he hasn't had a fully fit season for the last 6 seasons. Like, when do you just agree, yeah, or acknowledge that this guy is a fitness hazard, yeah, and we can't rely on him?
I think Luke Shaw causes divide in the fan base. No matter what, if you think he's good, if you think he's bad, fine. But what everyone needs to see, this guy can't stay fit. That's why we need a Reguilon or someone of that ilk or something.
Yeah. Well, there you go, man. So we get up. Let's get up his numbers still. Let's get up Donny's numbers. See what he's gonna bring, boy. Saying in the league, his pass accuracy 82% on average, which is calm. Do you know what I'm saying? Shots on target 36%. So what, he's a 1 in 3 shooter, which isn't bad. 8 goals, 5 assists. Averages 2 tackles per game. Exactly. So he's not a combative midfielder. Like, even from what I've seen, yeah, from him, yeah, he does get stuck in. He is quite tenacious and that, but he's not really a ball winner like that. Do you know what I mean? So the whole 6 thing is a myth. That's never gonna happen. Certain man was saying that we're gonna bring him in to do that. I don't see how that happened.
You can't play in a double pivot, but with a more defense-minded midfielder like an Indeed or someone. Because I'm pretty sure when I see him playing for Ajax, he's normally playing with like Martinez, that Argentinian or someone.
Yeah.
So more defense-minded player.
Exactly. So key passes per game 1.8. So It's all right. Do you know what I mean? It's not super creative. Like dribbles per game 1, fouls per game 0.7, 0.7 interceptions, 0.7 long balls, dribble pass 0.6, clearances per game 0.5, 0.2 blocks per game. So that tells you, yeah, he plays in quite an attacking role.
And the stats prove that, like 13 goal involvement. He's played in the double pivot. He's played in the 10 this season. I think one thing you said about 1.8 key passes, I think that's relatively good as well, because like he's not taking set pieces like ZH or someone who's over 3 a game, or like Bruno.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So no, he's a good player, innit? He's a very good player. No one's disputing that. No one's disputing that at all. And that was just my main thing, is like, what have we brought in that we don't already have? And that's always my main concern, because I feel like there's a lot of places that we need to strengthen that are way more important than that position. Because if we're honest, like what you said, if we get an injury in midfield to Bruno and Pogba, yeah, bringing in Fred or bringing in Matic, the difference in quality between Fred and Matic, or the difference in quality between Shaw and Brandon Williams, bro, like the gap's massive, innit?
Yeah. Like, I get the signing, but I don't get that signing at the same time. Like, he's a good player. Like, we're going to be playing games every 4 days now, with how late the season starting. So he will help us. He probably 20, 30 games a season. There's no doubt about it. So he will be useful.
And it's the same as the right side as well. Like, if Mason gets a knock or something like that, assuming that we're starting Mason on the right-hand side, if Sancho doesn't come in, yeah, I always have to do the devil's advocate. The difference in quality between Mason Greenwood and Daniel James is astounding, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's astounding. So when I'm looking at the quality difference, the difference between Fred and Matic, or whatever, the difference between all of these players, there's no bigger drop in quality than having Daniel James starting at right wing. The guy's atrocious, isn't it? But if him and Brandon Williams are starting for Man United, it needs to be a League Cup.
Even then, we've seen Dan James against the lower sides. He struggles.
He still struggles. You know what I mean? He's a 2-bob baller. Rants, have you seen a drop-off when one of our midfielders has a bad game? Bruv, that's because of the system. That's got nothing to do with the actual quality of the players. It's because in our system, we rely on individual players always, yeah, to create something. We don't have a system. And that's why the whole not playing with the 6 thing can't work for United.
I think responding to that comment by Game Room, we're not saying we don't need it. We do need it, but he wasn't a priority signing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been a priority signing anyway. He shouldn't have been. The fact that he's the first one through the door, that's the only thing that was most perplexing to me. If he was one of like 3 or 4 men at the end of the window, you'd say, yeah, brilliant. But considering this was the first one we got done after we've been caught in Sancho for God knows how long, over a year, the fact that he's the first one through the door is, I think, what's kind of got certain people a bit, yo, this is a bit mad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think, as I said before, we can only really judge this signing at the end of the transfer window. If it's like Van der Beek and Sancho and that's it for then I'll say we have a disappointing window. But if it's Van der Beek and a left back or a centre back or something, then I'd be like, okay, progress has been made, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Champions League numbers. 78% pass accuracy in the Champions League. 2 goals, 1 assist, 2.2 tackles per game, 2 interceptions, 1.8 dribble pass. I know a lot of people were saying also when Frankie de Jong left, yeah, that he was helping out a bit more defensively, like in a deeper role in the midfield, and he can do that, which is true. But we still don't want to see him there. Key passes 1.6, shots per game 1.6, dribbles 0.8, fouls 0.8, clearances 0.4. So it's still quite advanced.
And I think like those stats are actually quite impressive. Like you're playing for Ajax, which lost a lot of, well, who did they lose? Frankie de Jong, and I think that might have been it. But in the Champions League, you don't really expect Ajax to compete, and he put up very good numbers. So fair play to him, and he's only 23.
Yeah, that's it. At his age, at his experience level, at his quality, I think it's a very good signing.
And another thing, like he's done it against the big teams as well.
Yeah,
he scored against Chelsea, Tottenham, Juve, Real. So we are getting a very good player here.
Oh, for sure. How's Fossey Mensah as DM? Bruv, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't, bruv. He's not even good enough to be at a club. You and KG balance my mood. I don't know what KG said for you to say that.
Regarding the Fossey Mensah thing, we saw him, I think it was under Van Gaal where he had that run at CDM. But then he's gone alone, hasn't really
and played right back everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Right back or centre back.
Yeah, he's played right back pretty much everywhere. So in my head now, I could only judge him, I could only judge him as a right back because that's where he spent his Crystal Palace loan. I think that must be where he sees himself now because he's played there for so long. So I think everyone needs to get this Fossey Mensah defensive midfielder thing out of their head.
I think it's one of those things that United fans do. Like we try fixing things with what we have instead of going out and buying players. This is exactly what the Glazers and Woodward want.
This is it. Hold on, must this Pep would play a midfielder, Fred Pogba, Van der Beek? Yeah, but that's because Pep likes people that keep the ball in it. But that's not what we're going for now. Do you know what I mean? It's clear that that's not what we're going for at Manchester United. We're not a possession team. The team's not set out like that. Like the team, like the structure of the team or lack of structure of the team is my biggest criticism of the team. We're a team that wants to play out from the back, yet we don't have players at the back that are exceptionally good on the ball. Like we're not. The reason why the likes of Barcelona can get away with playing defensive midfielders at centre back is because they pass out. They pass out very well, and they're very press resistant, bro. Like man, I've got Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, who's not good on the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? And then out of all of them, Luke Shaw is probably the best on the ball out of that back four. And he's not exceptional on the ball either. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just, we're not built to play out from the back. We're not built to keep possession because Bruno gives the ball away a hell of a lot. Do you know what I mean? Matic takes a million touches and does loads of 360s and passes sideways and that. He does break the lines when he can, but a lot of the time, I think Matic takes too many touches for me and slows the game down. Like there's just so many holes in what we're trying to do. It looks like we've got about 3 or 4 philosophies within the team itself.
And I think that's goes down to poor recruitment over the years. We haven't had, like with a director of football, you play kind of what he wants, his style, his signings. You bring in the manager that fits what he wants to do. With United, is Mourinho one day, is Louis van Gaal the next day, he wants to play possession football. And then it's Oli who wants to play counter-attacking football. Like, it makes no sense as a managerial point of view.
Exactly. What's he saying, man? She's seen a comparing Van der Beek. No, I haven't seen. I don't know what man's talking about. Oh, he's saying it's Goldbridge. No, I haven't seen it, mate. I haven't seen it, guys. Unfortunately, I haven't. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, like people love clipping up things and putting them online. Do you know what I mean? To get retweets and stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's just how it is, bruv. And in this game as well, like a lot of men know what they're saying, bruv. They know when they're gonna get traction and when they're gonna get retweets and stuff like that. So you almost don't know if people believe some of the things they say anyway, bruv. Anyone. Like there's loads of people out there that go viral on Twitter all the time for saying madness, but you don't know if they mean it, innit? So I can't really comment on it, bruv. You know what I mean? Some people are like, no publicity, no publicity is bad publicity, innit? That's not how I see it, but that's how it is.
And I think the Lampard thing, like, how are you comparing him to Lampard? You don't watch Van de Beek. I guarantee you're not watching the Eredivisie week in, week out. You're judging him off like 10 Champions League games.
Yeah. But this is it, man. What's that? The man said that smile from Statman. These men in the comments are killing me. Hold on. What's that? I was in Liverpool. What are these men talking about? This guy saying, yeah, exactly. We need a new striker, centre back, right wing, and a fullback. Exactly. So it's great, but we still need loads of man. Like we still need loads of man. We still need 3 more signings, or it's dead.
I don't really think we need a striker though. I think we got Ingalo till January. I think that should be enough, and then you move Mason inside if you need it. If we get Sancho, obviously.
No, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, the game is the game, my guy. And Rav, as you said in last 3 league campaigns, 11 goals, 6 assists, 9 goals, 10 assists, 8 goals, 5 assists. So he's quite consistent. What, 11, 9, 8? That's decent. That's decent in the league, innit?
Yeah,
I don't really know,
impressive.
but it's the Dutch league though. The one thing I would say about the Dutch league is bruv, we've seen loads of players score goals in the Dutch league, and it doesn't really translate anywhere else, fam.
But I think one of the things that I can say is that he has a footballing brain. So that should transfer over to the Premier League. And I think we've kind of seen it in the modern time that the gap between the Premier League and other leagues is not that big no more. We used to see like teams like Stoke, they used to like just kick you out the park kind of thing. Right now, it's kind of like the Pep Guardiola influence. Every single team likes to play football. Like Norwich, they finish bottom of the league, but they like to play nice football. So I think for foreign players coming into the Premier League, it should be easier now.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting, like to see how he adapts, and also what role, bro. Because we don't know what role. We do not know what role that Oli has for him. So like we're all just making assumptions here. Like we're just assuming that Oli's gonna bring him in, play him where he's been playing for Ajax, and if that's the case, then he doesn't start for us. He's gonna be a player that comes in and impacts from the bench. And if that's the case, then we don't know how much we're gonna see of him. We don't know what impact he's gonna have immediately. He is young as well, so there's no hurry to kind of throw him in at the deep end. Like we don't know what Oli's plans are for him. So again, like, at the moment, it's just kind of just it's speculation, really.
What do you think of the Thiago thing that the guy said?
We do need Thiago, but United aren't in for him. You know what I mean? People are saying, oh, United have inquired about him, but inquired don't mean a damn thing, bro.
I think that one, I thought whether that journalist is, he said that apparently Oli called him or something, but his wage demands are too high.
But I doubt it. I doubt it. Why would his wage demands be too high? Surely he can't. I don't know, bro. United can afford it, like that.
And the thing I say is that Bayern Munich have a very good like footballing structure. I doubt he's on a lot of money at Bayern.
But that's what I'm saying. I doubt he's on a lot of money.
And we're paying Dean Henderson £120,000 a week. So clearly, if you're doing that, you kind of have to give Thiago the money.
Yeah. Fuck. I just don't even know, innit? I mean, I want to be positive. But honestly, guys, we don't know. This guy said, does it look like a panic buy? I don't think it's a panic buy. You know what I think it is, honestly? I think it was an opportunist buy, innit? I think from what I've read, Real Madrid had terms agreed with him. He was meant to go there before COVID hit. Like everything was thrashed out, and then it turned out that they couldn't afford him. So he was leaving anyway. And it almost seems like United were alerted to the fact that the club are happy to sell him. And they just said, you know what, cool, we'll take him. It doesn't look like a thing where United have been following the scenario, and he was always a target for this window. I don't believe he was. I think that we've just ended up signing him because the opportunity arose.
I think Van der Sar said a couple of weeks ago that Ziyech, Van der Beek, and I think Tagliafico have like a gentleman's agreement where if the right offer comes in, they're allowed to go. So I think this was like kind of the case. I think his agents come out and said that Juventus, Real, Barca, Arsenal were all interested in him before the coronavirus pandemic and all of that. So, and then I think that all of that just collapsed just because of coronavirus. And then United kind of stepped in.
Yeah, that's it. Someone's saying that Thiago's looking for 200 bags a week. That's not ridiculous, bro, for the quality of player he is, though.
And I think just he's on a free. He costs like 20 million or something.
Yeah,
it's a bargain in the modern day.
It is a bargain, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, big up. I'm saying great show watching from Sydney. All right, love. Let us know where you're watching from as well, guys. We need a sporting director. Yes, that has gone quiet. That's gone quiet for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, Ed's kind of said, yeah, we're looking at a director of football, etc., etc. Then that talk's gone quiet. I don't see us ever getting one.
We've been linked with a director of football for the last 4 years, and we still haven't got one. Like even had Darren Fletcher, we've been linked with him last summer. We didn't get him.
Yeah, we don't want Darren Fletcher. That would have been an absolute travesty anyway.
And I think that just says it all because Darren Fletcher would have come in. He would probably had no power, and Ed Woodward still didn't give him the job or something.
Yeah. Man said Solskjaer believes he'll be able to field Van der Beek in the same midfield as Pogba and Bruno next season. He will be able to, but not in most games.
I think there's been conflicting reports on that as well. I think I saw the Athletics saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer phoned him and said he's going to play as a number 10.
See what I mean? That's what I mean. And what we don't want to see is we don't want to see Pogba playing any deeper because he's already playing too deep.
I think he probably will be, though.
I don't know, bruv. It's all horrible. The coach from Gobridge wasn't what people are saying. He said Lampard was one of the best and Van der Beek is nothing like him. And bruv, that doesn't make sense, bro. That doesn't make sense at all. But it's cool. We got Denmark's in the building, Kenya's in the building, South Africa. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's saying what? Thiago is now he's asking for 275. Yeah, well, Liverpool aren't going to give him that either. So that's why I don't believe that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Liverpool, like Trent's on less than Brandon Williams. Thiago's probably going to get maximum £150,000 at Liverpool.
Yeah, bruv. Yeah, but that's it. Like Liverpool haven't got man on big money. I think even Salah's on about what? Oh, Salah must be on about what 250 max.
And the thing is, Liverpool have a very good footballing structure. They don't overpay. We saw that with Timo Werner. Timo Werner, it wasn't about the fee. It was about the entire package that went along with it. That's why Liverpool didn't buy him.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching from Brisbane. Where's this one? This guy said Van der Beek has more to his game than Lampard. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that if that's what he really said. But again, a lot of you football fans like to clip things up and try and create false narratives that are never the case. If that's what Mark said, I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with it. Like on the ball, Van der Beek's head is clear of man, bruv. Like it's obvious if you've seen him play. Do you know what I mean? What do you think of that?
Can't really judge a Lampard. Haven't really seen him a lot, have I?
Yeah, that is true. If you watch a full game of Lampard and you look, bruv, bruv, come on, man. When you look at Dutch midfielders anyway, and how composed they are on the ball, how good they are at passing and moving the ball and receiving the ball, it's different, innit? Like Lampard didn't play like that. The way Lampard played would be closer to a Bruno than to a Donny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I don't think it's worth like the comparison, to be honest. But saying he's got more to his game, they're complete different styles of midfielders. Lampard's a goal scoring midfielder like Bruno is. You kind of just have to judge them kind of players on their goals. Where is it? Nigeria, Norway, Jamaica's always here, bruv. Malaysia, Barbados. We need Jadon Sancho. I think we know that. We definitely need Jadon, innit? We definitely need Jadon.
I still think it'll happen. Like 120 million, pay him, job done.
It will happen. Like, and the thing is, what people don't understand as well, yeah, you see big transfers like that because it's going to be a British record, isn't it? Like, because what Bale went for, what, 90?
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, that's what it is. So he's going to be a British record, isn't it? British transfer record. These kind of negotiations do take time, bro. You don't just run up in there and just slap down 120 million euros and keep it moving. That's not what happens in situations like this. There's going to be loads of add-ons, performance-related stuff. Because Jadon's so young, there's going to be sell-on things. There's going to be performance-related bonuses, all of that. Like, these contracts are intricate. Like, it's not like a Donny one where it's like, all right, cool, 40 million euros and you can have him kind of thing. That's not the Jadon thing.
I think one of the reasons I'm so confident on Sanchez because, like, off the pitch, he's massive. Like, as soon as he gets a number 7 shirt sales are going to massively increase. He's England's golden boy for the next 10 years if he continues like this. So I think we know how clubs run. Ed Woodward, he's gonna love that side of it.
It's true. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it will happen. Guys, man. So not really worried about the Sancho saga. But unless we get a centre half in, rumors of Upamecano thing being rubbish. Like,
Yeah,
and we're not in for him. We're not, brother. I swear you just signed a new deal.
Yeah, but I think his release clause is something like 40 million next year. So if you offer something like 60, Leipzig might be tempted.
I reckon nothing less than 60 million euros. I can't see him being allowed to leave.
And even that, I'll probably take him for that price. That's a very good price.
I'd pay that, but the club aren't gonna pay that. This is the thing. Do you know what I mean? So, bruv, I just don't know, innit? Like the Sancho thing happens, but unless we get a centre half as well, I still think we're gonna struggle, man. I still think we're gonna struggle, bro. I look at the teams. How are you looking like? Because obviously the Premier League's this weekend the season starts. I'm looking at the business Everton's doing. I'm looking at Tottenham. Tottenham, I've made a couple decent signings, and even though it's not massive, they're gonna have a full season with Jose. So I think they're gonna be there or thereabouts. It's gonna be interesting.
We're probably gonna be battling for top 4 again.
Yeah.
I think Tottenham, Doherty, Højbjerg, I think that's smart business for 15 million for both of them. They both start for them, so I think that's great business. I think Arsenal under Arteta massively improved. I think they've done good business as well with Gabriel. Willian is a bit iffy on that. They look like they're going to get Thomas Partey or our City miles ahead of us anyway. It doesn't matter. Liverpool miles ahead, doesn't matter. Chelsea's kind of like, I've still got question marks over their business, but they've done business and we haven't.
Yeah. But this is it. Everton, you're going to be hard to beat. Top manager, decent players. The most important thing is top manager. You know what I'm saying? And then when you give him decent players, all of a sudden, bruv, like that. Because, like, for instance, what's Partey's release clause? It's like 45 million euros or something, isn't it?
Yeah, around that.
But there you go. Obviously, we signed Donny, great player. But if you had a choice between the two of them for our midfield, you probably pick Partey.
And I think even like Partey, 45 million, I think Arsenal will have to sell Lacazette for that as well.
Yeah.
Because Arsenal, they're not really going to spend a lot of money. So maybe Arsenal and United are probably going to be around the same next year.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, really, as it stands, if the window closed right now, we'll do a hypothetical, yeah? If the window closed right now and the season starts with everyone where they are, how are we better off than last season?
Probably say no. We're going to finish worse. We will finish like 5th or 6th.
Exactly. That's what that's my honest opinion. My honest opinion is if the window closes right now, that we're not any better off. If anything, we're worse off, given the business that other teams have done, innit? Do you know what I mean?
We finished 3rd, and Chelsea have gone and signed like 5 days. I've got massive question marks over all the signings, but like they still got depth. They still got a squad. Lampard's a better manager than Oli, so he should finish above us. Arteta, brilliant so far. He probably will be competing with us. Ancelotti, he's done it all in management. He's up there with the Peps and the Klopps in terms of.
He is. He can't. It's not disputable.
So Everton are not a big club, but like they never really push for or challenge for top 4. But you can't expect them to do something.
Yeah, they're saying Chelsea have signed Havertz. So is that official now, guys? The Kai Havertz thing.
I think if that is official, I think Chelsea would have spent the most money in one window than any other club. Breaking Man City's record.
That's mad. That is mad if that's the case. That is actually mad. And a lot of you mods as well, yeah? I'm getting a few complaints in here about you lot, so I don't know. It might have to be P45 City, It might have to be that, I'm very close to just deleting like most of these mods, bruv, and starting again because a lot of you man ain't doing what I brought you in here to do, and then people are complaining about you lot as well, saying you're saying some wild things, bro. My patience is very low, fam. My patience is very low. So yeah, what's the deal with this Havertz thing, bro? Like from what I've seen of him, he's a bad boy. Like I can't even lie. I can't pretend, innit? The guy's cold. He's very cold, man. Like, how do you feel about it?
I think it depends what Chelsea do. I think the way I see Chelsea playing is going to be with 2-8, and I think it'll be Mount and Havertz. So Havertz will be playing slightly deeper from what he's done at Leverkusen. So that's where I kind of got question marks. But he's a brilliant player. Like, just look at his goal tally. And I think this year he's kind of had a drop-off in terms of goal contributions, and he's still got over 15 goal contributions.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane.
He's cold, bro. Like, he's cold. I don't see how he doesn't immediately improve that team, innit? It's a worry for me.
And I think I was reading stuff about Havertz. At the start of the season, he wasn't having a good time, and Leverkusen fans were actually booing him.
Yeah.
So mentally, for a young kid, coming back from that and performing the way he's done at the end of the season is very impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think that going a fresh start could be exactly what he needs then, in all honesty. O'Hara said Rice is better than Kante. Brother. Yo, yeah. Okay, I have to talk about this before we leave, innit? Because again, TalkSport showing their arse, innit? Like, they've been doing it though. Do you know what I mean? We had Danny Mills come out talking crap, saying Jack Grealish ain't good enough to play for England. We had Danny Murphy saying that what's his name? Donny coming in means Pogba out. And now we've got Jamie O'Hara with his regular weekly dose of bollocks, yeah, talking about Declan Rice being better than N'Golo Kante. With all due respect, yeah, I like Declan, innit? Declan's potentially a very good footballer, but he's done nothing in football to suggest that he's better than Kante, bro.
I think it depends what Jamie O'Hara said. That might have been taken out of context. He might have said this season. And then this season, Declan Rice probably debate he has been better than Kante. But
Declan's quality, do you know what I mean? But he still needs to go somewhere and do it. Do you know what I'm saying? He still needs to go somewhere and do it, bro. He's at West Ham. He needs to go somewhere and actually do it. Like, I like him. I wanted him out of Manchester United, but I'm not going to throw it out and say he's better. Bro, what have you done? I could say indeed he's better than, man, because indeed he's been up at Leicester, like, and really doing bits here with a team that was challenging for Europe. Like West Ham ain't challenged for nothing, bro. Like, them man just stayed up.
Yeah, that's true. But I think, as I said, context is very important. If he said Declan Rice is better than N'Golo Kante this season, then I'd be like, yeah, he's actually right. Yeah,
and this season, bro. Jamie O'Hara chat shit anyway. You know them. So I know he didn't say it like that. I watched the video, innit? And it was just one of them ones where, like, honestly, if they get rid of N'Golo Kante and they bring in Declan Rice next season, yeah, like, based on that, I couldn't put my hand on my heart and say, yeah, they're 100% better. I couldn't. Because even though I've agreed that Kante hasn't been himself due to injury and stuff like that, bro, like, I haven't seen Declan Rice do it at that level consistently. The thing is, we see Declan Rice, we see glimpses of him and that. We don't watch him every week. I think he's a good player. But to say, yeah, that you swap Kante with him, yeah, Chelsea are immediately a better team, bro. That's a big shout, bro. I think a lot of that is just English bias, to be honest, because I couldn't put my hand on heart and say, boom, if you swap Kante for Rice, Chelsea are better off. Like, I look at Kante now, even though he's not at his best, he improves that Man United midfield if you bring him in there.
100%.
You know what I mean? You swap Matic for Kante, yeah? I'm like, yo, we should be challenging for the league with that midfield. You know what I mean? So I can't look at Declan and say, yo, you swap Declan for Kante and Chelsea are better. I can't say that with my chest. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Chelsea need time to gel? I think they might, but they got some good players.
Big up Rob as well. It's his birthday tomorrow. Yeah,
don't know. Come on, Rob. You know what I'm saying? But yo, we'll see, innit? Like, what do you think about gelling?
I think they will, because as I said, I don't think Werner's a striker, like a low number 9. I think he's better off the left, or if he's like someone like, I like to someone like Patrick Schick or Yusuf Poulsen, more targeting strikers than him floating around. So that's why I still got my question marks on him. Thiago Silva, you're turning 36 this month, coming into the Premier League. It's basically, I think that's a calamity waiting to happen.
Yeah, that could be a David Luiz, innit?
And I think Ben Chilwell, 50 million, pathetic for 50 million, nothing special.
Yeah.
Ziyech, he's a very good player. I can't even lie, but I think
He's a baller. He's a baller.
I think his pass accuracy is something like 76%. Loses possession over 20 times, so it's probably me just like trying to find every single fault in Chelsea signings. But
bro, it can go really well. It can go really badly, innit? And if it goes badly for Lampard, I don't think he makes it.
And I think Chelsea fans are gassing that pass against Brighton. That pass was nothing special. It was given time to pick up pass, and it came on Callum Hudson-Odoi's face, and it fell to Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Let's not get too happy with Chelsea so far, or too gassed.
Real talk. A real bloody talk. But guys, we'll see, innit? Make sure you smash the like button before you leave. You know what I mean? I see you mods have been slacking on that recently, bro. So, you know what I mean? Some of you are getting fired after the show. Can't even lie, bro. That's what it is. I'm going to close my eyes and just start deleting people. Because I've got bare mods, bro. And there's not too many that are on job. Like, there's certain of you lot, I see your names and that I know who's doing bits and who's not in it. So if you haven't, you're getting a chop, bro. I can't even lie. This is what we're doing, man. Make sure you smash the like, bro. We had bare people in here watching, yeah, and you, man, ain't even got 50% likes. It's not good enough. Old defenders coming Premier League, Laurent Blanc memories. Hey, remember Laurent Blanc with the low socks and that? You're way too young to remember that, bro. But yeah, when Laurent Blanc came in, yeah, it was a mad one. He had some good games and some bad ones. Let's put it that way, innit? No pace, great reader of the game, but he was a liability, fam. So
I think one of the things I say about Thiago Silva, giving him the benefit of the doubt, PSG do play on the halfway line. He should be used to a high line.
He should be used to a high line. But you know what? For his age, he's quite athletic.
I still think in the Champions League, he's still one of the better players on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right, man. But big up you, man. Make sure you follow the Statman, Twitter and Instagram. You know how it is. Yeah, I mean, hopefully when we get another signing, we'll be able to check out their numbers, see how they fit into the team. And then obviously once the games start, after every game, we'll be doing our analysis numbers-wise with all the players. So, yeah, man. Make sure you follow the man them and, bruv, we'll catch you soon.